Hi, Miguel. How are you, man?
I'm okay. You?
Awesome, man. It's nice to catch up with you. And as you told me, you're fair after 6 months. So yeah. So how's like everything been in general?
Pretty good. Quite a lot of things have changed, but for the most part, it's all for the
Mhm,
better. Uh,
mhm.
I'm doing pretty good personally. I finished matric,
Wow.
so yeah. Now I'm doing online university. That's some of my
Awesome.
personal life that is it's used.
Sure, no problem. All right. I'm happy to catch up with you just on your growth, your music, and your plans for the year ahead. So to get the ball rolling, the last time we chatted, you spoke about where you were creatively at that moment. Looking back now, what's changed the most for you since then?
One of the biggest things that has changed for me is that I don't exactly make all sad music anymore. I used to very much make only sad music back then, especially in the last interview. I emphasized that,
Okay.
but now I changed my
Okay.
genres, and I don't know. I diversified it, so now I make pretty much everything. If you go onto my channel, you just see a bunch of different types of songs. Of course, you'll see the fair share of lots of sad songs there, but like now you get happy dance songs, stuff like that. Rock, I do a lot. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome, man. Oh, Miguel, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. And I think there was a bit of a little pause there, so I was wondering if you were saying something before that pause.
Oh no 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 no.
Okay, all right. What lessons from the past year have most influenced the way you're approaching music in 2026?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Majority of it is I met a lot of different
Mhm.
people in the music space, and they influence it the most because I was introduced to a lot of people who do such different genres to me, and it's such a different learning experience because being able to watch them work, and the way I work, it's different because I sit here and I make like pop songs and stuff. But then I see how a band operates and they record their music. Then I see how an R&B artist operates and they record their music. Then a rock artist, and I'm a piano artist. It's like it's all different spectrums of it, and that specifically showed me that I don't need to stick to one thing because I can keep going with it. And honestly, just being around those people has changed my music drastically. Like
Yeah.
even when it comes to lyrics, but specifically the way I make my music, the way I guess look at it now, my outlook on it is just all different. It's all differentiated by these people that are around me, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's the single reason why my music changed this much over the course of this 6 months or so.
All right. So, okay, there's a comment question for you here from Justin Reshika. Let me just open this one up for you quickly. Okay. Dear Miguel, you are talented with studies and progress. How to fit in the music in your daily movements?
Oh, that's actually quite a good question. It's not that I fit it in. It's when you make music, you're not supposed to put it into your schedule as if it's a job or as if it is something that you
Yeah.
need to do. No, you don't need to do it. It just comes to you whenever you have free time. Or if you feel like making music,
Yeah.
you feel like making music. I cannot make a song for a week once, and then I'll go back to it, and every single day of the next week I'm making a song because I feel for it. it's about the feeling. It's not about if you want to fit it into your day-to-day life. And honestly, with the other parts of it, like creating videos for YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, that's a whole nother part of it. You gotta be motivated for that. That I can get it. You have to want and need for that, so you have to fit it in. But the music itself, you don't ever need to fit it into your real life. It's right there. It's just something that you will always feel for. Personally, that's my take on it.
Yeah, what you're saying that it just comes to you naturally because it's your passion and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. You mentioned certain goals in our last conversation. Are there any you've achieved and any that surprised you along the way?
Huh. Okay, this is one thing is that I ended up joining this band named Midnight Avenue, right? And that is a goal personally for me. That was a personal goal because I used to see them a lot,
Okay.
and they are an alternative rock band. And of course, I never made rock before, but I love rock music. So they saw that I could sing. We made a song together, and eventually they asked me to join the band. And since then, I was able to perform in front of so many people, and that honestly in itself has been such a blessing because I personally never thought that I would be performing in front of that many people this soon, and that's one of my big goals. That was one of my big goals. Even now, we have a performance coming up on the 21st of February, and it's insane. Like I can't fathom the fact that I am around people who love making music, and we also can just do it while also making money, and on top of that, just having fun. Like it's insane to me. But another one of my goals is that I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube finally. After how many years of me trying to hit it, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. I also uh, hit
Yeah.
like I blew up quite a bit on Instagram, which is what I was trying to do for a long time. I got 1 million views on a few videos, and I remember last time I told you I wanted to
Wow.
really grind doing videos and stuff because it's gonna take me places, and I know that if I keep being consistent, it's gonna take me somewhere, and it did. Eventually, it did. But the thing is, that all happened because of this band. If I didn't have this band near me and them pushing me to continue creating content, to continue like moving with the music, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I owe a lot of my new success to this band, but I'm not gonna take credit away from how much I worked myself because we
Of
all
course.
worked. Each one of us was an independent artist, and then we all came together. So we're all working. We're all working very hard. I'm just the only person who was doing music solo and putting it out for like these last, I guess, 7 or so years. I was doing that. And then they came into play. They were doing it for like 3 or 4 years. That's the reason they came to me originally. They wanted tips on music and stuff. But at the moment, I guess I feel like they needed me on there because they knew that I would be a help. And eventually, honestly, our chemistry together is perfect. Our chemistry is really perfect.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's the best thing. That is the best thing when it comes to it. And yeah, but yeah, when it comes to goals, definitely I hit a majority of them in these last 6 months. And there's still more coming. There's still more coming. And I can't wait for it.
Awesome. How has your songwriting evolved since we last spoke? Are you writing from a different emotional or mental space now?
Um, that's a tricky question. It's always changing because I can choose what I want to write, but at the end of the day, the way I'm feeling will always change it. And one of the main things
Mhm.
is I say I won't write a sad song that day, but then I end up going and writing a sad song. It doesn't really matter what mood I'm in, but sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. It's very weird. You just got to sit down and whatever the page tells you to write, you write. And I don't know. I honestly like it that way. I like it a lot that way. I went a lot of the 6 months, like just being around a lot of people, trying to see the way that they write music, and it's helped a lot because the way they interpret their words, right, and the way that they cut off certain words while they're singing, and the way that they, I guess, enunciate everything. I pick up those tiny little things and I start interpreting it in my own way, and that specifically has made my lyrics way better than anything I have written in the past year, 2 years. And honestly, that in itself, I think is, which of course, this isn't my perfect. This isn't like the way my music will be forever. This is just my perfection at the moment, but this is very imperfect. Because as I am, I'm still growing as an artist. But the fact is, I learned so much about writing lyrics, and I've put it to use on multiple occasions to the point where now I am confident in saying that if somebody asked me to write lyrics for them, I would probably be doing it in a heartbeat. Like I can write lyrics for somebody else if they need lyrics, and I'll do it for them. Because a lot of us, whenever we're writing lyrics for songs, like let's say I'm collaborating with people, we sit down, right? And let's say their verse or their verse in the song is getting a little bit hard to create. I'll sit there and I'll help them through it, and they'll help me through mine. We just go back and forth like that. Mr. Siddharth. And there he goes. Well, he's probably going to be back very soon. My hair is very flat.
Oh, sorry about that. My network played up there. So what were you saying there, please?
Oh, yeah. Also, no problem. Yeah. We would sit around. We would sit next to each other, and if we have problems writing our verses, we would help each other. And because of that, I picked up on a lot of people's writing habits. And honestly, some of them are good, some of them are very bad. Because once you take their bad habit when it comes to writing lyrics, you can't get rid of it. You
Yeah.
just gotta try. Um, so I've had to take it. There's a lot of trial and error over the few months, but I definitely got away from it because 6 months ago I found myself in a very repetitive, my bad, repetitive state of writing lyrics because I would use some of the same words, some of the same sayings again in another song, and I would get very annoyed at myself because I want to learn something new and I couldn't think of anything. Until then, of course, I started learning more about lyrics, and now I have not repeated a lyric in a song in the last 6 months. And yeah.
Awesome. What does this year represent for you personally and professionally? Is it a year of growth, experimentation, or consolidation?
Oh, this year, 2026. But
Yeah.
this year specifically, 2025, the end of 2025 was one of the best moments of my life due to the performance we had at Nelson Mandela Youth Center. But this year right here is going to be the best year for my music so far and continuous. I honestly don't think that anything could go bad in this year. Even if it does, it's not going to be for long because there's so much stuff that is coming that I can't even speak about. But I can say that with the band and with me, there is so much coming to the point where I know that we're probably going to end up going to South Africa's Billboard charts, and
Okay.
that's like that is a promise from me personally. I know we're going to end up being on the South African Billboard charts, and that
Wow.
is a dream. I want to be able to perform in stadiums and stuff. And that's always been a dream of mine. And I know that it's gonna come true. Maybe not this year. Stadiums and stuff is a little bit hectic for 1 year. But this year I know we're gonna have at the very least over 100 performances. Maybe in bars, in venues, in halls and stuff like that. We'll do performances anywhere. We're just gonna make sure we hit over 100 performances this year. just so everybody knows that we're not just talk. Because I feel like that's the biggest thing. When you make a band in especially in Chatswood, people really don't see. They always think you're talk. They always think it's gonna fail. It's not gonna go
Mm.
well. You're Indian. Basically, the main point of it is you're Indian. You have way more you could be doing with your life, yet you are in a rock band. And the online hate for Indian rock bands is large by a milestone. You do not want to check the comments on one of my videos. It's just full
Oh.
racism. But
Hmm.
that's the thing. When you get hate comments, when you start getting racist comments on your videos, my bad. That's when you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because that means it's hitting the people it's hitting the international market. Even if they're hating on you got to realize even white people, they get hated on too. Just because we're getting 10% more of them doesn't mean that we're going to fail.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. It doesn't matter. Because if they're hating on us, that means they know of us. That means they
Mm.
know we exist. And that's all that I care about. It's not bad. It's not the word that saying that's like all publicity is good publicity. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Yeah.
that this type of publicity, which is a bad one, this is very good because they're hating on us. And keep in mind, when they're being racist to us, they're embarrassing themselves. So it's nothing against us. So we're winning in this regard. We are getting a bunch of views on our videos. Our accounts are getting so much outreach that people from international are seeing it.
Wow.
People actually want to listen to our music. And all that's all because people are hating on our videos. And honestly, I don't mind it. I don't mind it because I know in our South African market we have a lot of haters from South Africa in general. Mostly because they all think either I cannot sing or because they have their own opinions. And I understand their own
Yeah.
opinions, right? Their own opinions, understandable. But then you come under my comments and then you say that either somebody else would be a better fit for the band or that I'm bringing the band down or whatever. Right? I understand it, and honestly, I don't even blame you. A lot of people have different tastes in music, but just because you have different tastes in music doesn't mean you can tell somebody that all the hard work that they've ever put in is for nothing.
Yeah.
But I hate the haters. When it's very rare that I ever get affected by something somebody says in a comment. It's very rare.
Mm.
But whenever I do, I just talk to myself. I give myself a minute. I don't even reply to the comment. I just give myself a minute and I'm just like, is it really worth it to let this weigh on your mind after everything you have done to push yourself out there? The fact is, this person saw your video and was compelled enough to comment something like that.
True.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm more than happy. Just that alone has made my 2026. The fact that we get hate comments
I like that
and the rest of
attitude.
it, yeah, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing to have because I know a lot of people who get very affected by hate comments, and I'm just like,
Mm.
don't like. It's a good thing. It's always been a good thing. Don't ever get mad at the hate comments. I know it's gonna affect you because some of the words that they say is very harsh, right? But you got to realize that comment, that specific comment that they left, is now gonna push your video. They are now helping you.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's such. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. But you did mention that you can't mention certain projects. But what I was thinking is that when the projects are starting to come to fruition or release, maybe we could do teaser chats on that if you're open to that.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to. I would love to.
All right. Okay.
That,
Are there specific? Sorry.
no, I said that would be perfect.
Awesome. Are there specific projects, releases, or collaborations you've been intentionally holding space for this year?
Oh, that's a good one. Other than the album we have coming out with Midnight Avenue,
Okay.
right? That's my band, the Midnight Avenue. The album we have coming out with them, that's already in the works and it's coming out around March or so.
Ah.
Main thing is I personally have a solo album that's coming out in around May or so,
Okay.
and that album is pretty good. Like pretty I guess how I had to put it. not sad music, but it's got more genres that I have ever done in music before. That specifically is what I know that I'm keeping space for. So even while I'm working on other people's albums and helping them out, I'm keeping space for my own music because that album is very special to me. Another album that I'm also working on is Kalen Nike's album. He's another artist. He's a very small artist from Stanger. And he's an amazing singer, absolutely beautiful singer. He has an album coming out, and I am on it with a song called X's. And
Okay.
that I was working on. Another album I have coming out is with my friend Socks. His name is Socks.
Okay.
Like that's his artist name. I'm Socks. Uh, that specifically I have been working on. We have like 5 songs together on that album. It's a collab album, so it's me and him together on a whole album.
Mm.
That we're working on. We've been working on it for a couple years now, but like this is the year that it's actually gonna like come out. And yeah, I'm very excited because the amount of the bodies of music that I have coming out this year is absolutely insane to me. Like there's too much. Honestly, I feel like people get sick of my voice at the end of it. But I do it because I know that the fans that actually do want to hear my music, they want a lot of it. Because I have a lot of people that complain to me that I only drop music every 3 months. Sometimes I'll have a month where I drop like 5 songs and then I'll leave. I'll have a month where I drop one and then I'll drop another one the next week. But I'm never consistent with it. So now this year I'm giving them consistency. I'm giving them proper songs that they can love. So yeah.
Awesome. Before I get to the final question, there is a shout out to you here. This is from Vaya 4K4MOC3. He just says hi to you.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know who this person is. I don't know if you know him by any chance. Or maybe he's just a fan.
I think so. I think he's just a fan.
Awesome. Okay. Finally, how do you balance staying true to your sound while also pushing yourself creatively compared to when we last spoke? Oh no, sorry, I'm actually lying to you. There is actually a few more questions. I apologize to you.
Oh, wait, what was the question again? My bad. My apologies.
No, fine. How do you balance staying true to your sound while also pushing yourself creatively compared to when we last spoke?
Oh, that's a very good question. As you know, the band does alternative rock. That is not my genre at all, but I'm learning the genre. So of course that's changing my voice. And sometimes I don't even have my voice goes away by the time I'm home and I'm not able to make my own music. Now, I don't hate alternative rock. Actually, I love it. It's one of my favorite genres. It's just I never thought I would be able to do it, and now I can. And that's a really like I'm so happy about that. But my music is more pop, R&B. That's more my music. But now I'm interpreting alternative rock into my music, and I'm doing pop rock and stuff like that. And honestly, I think it's working pretty well. But I'm staying true to my own sound because sometimes I will end up getting caught up in the whole rock part of it, and I end up putting too much work into rock songs instead of my own music, which isn't a bad thing, mostly because I like doing it. But also at the same time, I like doing my pop and R&B music because that's me. That was that's how we started. That's how I started Miguel Winters, and I can't stop that. I don't know. In all fairness, I would definitely say that sometimes I do get carried away in the way that I create music, in the way that I forget where I was originally when I make a song. But eventually, I do come back to myself and I make my own type of music. Yeah.
Awesome. What challenges did you face over the past year that quietly shaped your resilience as an artist?
Ooh, what challenges? Okay. We had quite a bit. One of them is definitely during finals, having to make time for music because I joined the band during finals and matric. I joined the band. It was very hectic. I won't lie to you, but honestly, that specific challenge, I feel like that's what made us as a group because we were able to work together so much. We were coming to each other's houses every single day to practice, and force each other to like wake up in the morning. And whenever we finish school, let's say we finish an exam, immediately we're going to practice. It's insane. And like, yeah. Oh wait, no. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I must remember. We didn't end up doing it. Wait, no. Yo, yo, it is not that long ago. How my head. We won. Wait, hold on. We won even. I joined the band after matric. It was like a few days after matric. So it wasn't while I was doing exams. It wasn't while I was doing exams. It was like every single time we needed to meet up. So it was like every day, every second day, every day, every second day. Right? And we were working on that, going to each other's houses, forcing each other to practice because we just got noticed that the gig was happening. The gig was happening on the 21st of December. So we had to push out practice like no other. And honestly, in my opinion, it was hell. It definitely was hell because we got a lot of noise complaints. My neighbors probably hate me by now, but because of all the band instruments and how loud we were being. But we couldn't help it. We had to because that was our first performance. But yeah, that was one of our major challenges. To this day, it's still a challenge practicing anywhere without noise complaints. So that's why we need to be able to get a room where we soundproof everything, and we're sorted on that. One challenge I definitely had was trying to balance where does Midnight Avenue begin and where does Miguel end.
Mm-hmm.
And
Awesome.
honestly, Midnight Avenue is definitely a huge part of my life, but Miguel Winters is all I am. Like, as in my musician wise, I am Miguel Winters, and that's a lot of people may say the name doesn't fit, but I say it fits because that's me. I created it. But in my opinion, right, I don't think it's a bad thing that I get caught up
Yeah.
in Midnight Avenue. I don't think it's a bad thing because at the end of the day, I'm improving my sound and my craft. So when I do come back to my own personal music, it's better than before. And I know people like my solo music, but the band music is still solo music. I'm the only person singing on those songs other than Abigail. So I feel like they're getting best of both worlds.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Okay. For fans who've been following your journey since our last chat, what can they expect that feels new but still unmistakably Miguel Winters?
ooh, okay. One of the main things from the music that I have I've always kept, is my harmonies, the way I harmonize in my songs. Like when you listen to my music, you'll be able to hear those harmonies. I do a high note, I do a low note, and then I do a bass note. I mean, I do a high note, I do a mid note, and I do a bass note. So it like crunches down like a sandwich when you're listening to it. Um, and that's what I feel like people know me from because I love doing that and my background vocals and stuff like that. Like, so definitely I kept that to the point where I even brought it to Midnight Avenue. Whenever I perform and stuff, I add those layers. It's something. It's like my identity by now. I don't know. It's so stuck with me. I can't change it. I genuinely can't change it. It's me. It feels so perfect. And yeah, I feel like that's the one thing that like I can't change, bro. Yo,
Awesome. Finally, if you were speaking to your past self from the time of our last interview, what advice would you give him heading into this year?
don't stop what you're doing because in 2 months you're getting the biggest updates of your life. But also main thing, right? I would tell him that put a little bit more work in, but I definitely was doing like the most I could back then. But I could say that I could have been doing more. And if I did more, I probably would have been in a better spot by now. But we did pretty well because now I'm in university. My band is going well. My music is going well. And I'd say my life is going pretty well too. Like, for the first time, everything is stable.
Mhm.
And honestly, through that, I'm pretty happy. And I feel like I would just tell him to stay on track. That's all I would say. Because there's definitely better times coming, and now is the better times.
Awesome, man. All I gotta say that thanks so much for your time, and yeah, I hope to catch up with you on your projects, especially when they are approaching. We can do those teaser chats that I mentioned during the chat.
Yeah. I would love to. I would love to. Thank you so much for the interview.
Yo, man, anytime.
Yeah.